Hi. As you can see in the title, this video is about Moana. Because so much Moana info has come out in the last few weeks during the Olympics, I was like gonna do this funny bit about sports and the Olympics and kind of how I have been gone for 2 weeks because I was on holiday and kind of combine that all in a great funny skit. But then when I was about to open the curtains because I need light, I discovered that I have a friend visiting me today. It is Jiminy Cricket. That's what I've called him or them because I don't want to engender them. I'm very scared. Welcome back to Neverland, where I'm back from my holiday and back with new videos and new sidekicks apparently. Summer's full underway, almost over even, thank God. So are the Olympics, which is also good because I'm starting to get very bored by the lopsidedness of my Facebook timeline. But what is good is that we're getting so much new Moana information and the film is kind of finally coming together in terms of what we can expect. So today I want to talk to you about 5 things that we can definitely expect from the Moana movie, and they're going to be good and bad. Number 1 is very good animation. Okay, so some of you are probably going to say, duh, like, of course it's gonna have good animation. It's a Walt Disney animated movie and it's just, you know, it's a Disney princess movie and it's a new movie, so of course the animation is gonna be better, but it's not that easy. If you had a look at like screenshots of Moana, you're gonna see that her skin has a great texture. And just really the same with any of the characters that we've seen so far in the trailer. And to be fair, quite a few studios and movies have already managed to do that. There is very good animation in terms of its realness, for example in DreamWorks' How to Train Your Dragon franchise. I mean, really good when it comes to imitating emotion. Again, How to Train Your Dragon, but also I would say Sony Animation. I'm thinking of Father Christmas. Some of you might disagree, but I would say that, well, Disney animation has not necessarily been very good at kind of depicting the realness of humans. I do see huge changes in terms of animation in Moana in comparison to Frozen, but also in comparison to Tangled. So I'm really interested to see whether that's just the trailers or whether that's the whole movie, but I do think we can expect some very high quality animation. Number 2 to expect for this movie is Moana as a very independent Disney princess. And some of you are going to say, we already had that in Frozen, and yeah, that's true. We had Elsa, but she wasn't a proper character. She wasn't like a full-fledged person. She just had this song that kind of helped her develop, and she kind of had a tragic story arc, but she wasn't a proper person. And yeah, in general, it's really great that we're getting another Disney princess that is so independent, that does not need a love interest to kind of have her own story. But I have seen really good points being raised on Tumblr about this. I'm going to link you to the post down below, but basically what people have argued is that we have not had a lot of princesses of color with love interests as of late. Meaning that princesses of color have lately been depicted as a buff and kind of strong and tough, and they don't need any desire from the outside, but kind of can live on their own, must live on their own, whereas white Caucasian Disney princesses are very dependent on that. There's a lot to say for and against this. I see where these concerns are coming from, and it's great that people are thinking about this, and I think it's great that people keep critiquing these things. It definitely is something to look out for. Let's have a look at how Moana is going to play out as a character on screen, but this is definitely something to keep in mind. Number 3 of the 5 things to expect for this movie is very great music. I mean, really good. I mean, outstanding, sophisticated, really good music. Because who is doing the soundtrack? Amongst others, obviously, Lin-Manuel Miranda, the the guy who made In the Heights, made Hamilton, who made music for Star Wars, the last one. Just the thing is that his music is not just like good music, like good commercial music that everyone enjoys. It is that as well, but on top of that, it's always super nuanced and sophisticated. And I don't see why he would stop making sophisticated music for a Disney movie, because people have done it. We have heard his voice in the trailer, we have heard his music here and there throughout the clips, and he's been very much part of the promotion for the movie. So he has the commercial side down, but I do think that we can expect a tad more of Lin-Manuel Miranda in that movie. Number 4 things we can expect from Moana is good humour. Maybe, hopefully. So Clement and Musker, who are directing this movie and who are insanely famous in terms of Disney history and Disney animation, their movies are always a bit funnier. They don't just have funny side characters that kind of are supposed to be comic relief, but their movies are just throughout funny. So I feel like we can expect that to happen here as well. I'm seeing really good stuff here, like for example the chicken. No one's talking about the chicken, but I think the real funny entity in that movie is the chicken. So I do hope that they keep it funny throughout the movie, especially since they don't really have a love story, so they don't really have the hands bound that way. But something that I have noticed as well, and that kind of maybe suggests something else, is the fact that I'm thinking that just as with Tangled and with Frozen, the past 2 Disney princess movies, they're gonna keep it relatable, and that's number 5 on the list of things that you can expect from Moana, is that it's gonna be another relatable Disney princess. Okay, so of course that's not necessarily something bad, but the thing with Disney princess movies is that I think, especially with the older ones, I would say up until Princess and the Frog, is that they kind of always try and keep them timeless. They wouldn't give them any too modern phrases. This has not been the case with Tangled. It hasn't been the case with Frozen either. We had Rapunzel and Anna as very modern girls that are definitely from the 2000s. Just words, the way they phrase stuff, the humour. I mean, it's funny that you have light-hearted girls there. I think that's cool, but you can do that without making it so time specific, I think, and they just decided not to do it, and obviously it works with the audiences, so I see why they're doing it. It never really worked for me. And in terms of what I'm seeing Moana do in the trailers, I feel like they're gonna go that route again, which is interesting because I've never seen Musker or Clements do that, especially for example with Princess and the Frog. So that's something that is probably going to be in the movie, and I personally am not a huge fan of that, but what can you do? If people like it, that's the way it is. Let me know in the comments if there's anything else that you think we can expect from Moana, and if you disagree or agree with any of the points that I've raised. As always, you can like the video if you liked it, you can subscribe if you want to see more of me and children's entertainment, you can follow me on Twitter or on Tumblr to get regular updates on my videos and children's media, and thank you so much for watching. Bye! Jiminy. Please leave.